is good? My anime people. What is good, yo? Guys. Oh my god, this is getting wild really fast. Um, we have Special 7 this week. Looking relatively interesting, as always. I think it's one of the shows that I've kind of found myself enjoying, but not only am I enjoying it, it seems to be building up its own like its own world, its own ecosystem, but the only problem with it is it definitely is focusing more on just one group in general instead of kind of giving us a general consensus that everybody is a problem, which this episode kind of did. That's why I was kind of happy with it when we got to see um, this elf girl, who seemingly isn't working with the nines, are still, there's still people out there causing all this trouble that, yes, the organization's out there that is working, that wants the dragons and all that stuff. But if you're telling me that's the only people that exist, right? Like that's the only bad people that really exist, um, it wouldn't be that conveying to me. So it was nice to see that yes, there are other bad people out there because like in the real world, everybody wants to take advantage of whatever they can. So why wouldn't there be a whole bunch of people feeling a lot more cocky after hearing what's happening, and not only hearing what's happening, people attacking, not even getting in. Some people getting away with it, some people not getting away with it. It's one of those things where it's kind of like, oh, there's a person that could stop us from doing all this stuff. Oh, Spider-Man's a person who can stop us from doing all this, and then next thing you know, you hear Spider-Man twisted his ankle, so he's out. Oh, well, or not even. You heard Spider-Man literally shows up, and the person still gets away. And I think that's what happened 9 years ago. Is everybody kind of shows up, and the dude still got away, but they were dealing with an immortal then, so I feel like he didn't even have much to do with the incident in general when it comes down to being there after seeing all the times he's used all of his people to get everything done for him. So I don't see him going out of his way to then be the cause of the accident. I mean, he could have been, because he was talking about, oh, because of you, I didn't get enough sacrifices and I didn't get enough lives in this. So I'm gonna have to take your life. I'm gonna make you work for me. And that kind of pointed the finger in the grand scheme of him just telling us as an audience that without the death of the rookie and maybe anybody else that that cop saved, it's the only true reason why something didn't go much worse than it was supposed to. So there's your kind of little tease at what the future has to bring is somehow, some way, he still might be a part of. He might still be in the midst of getting all the things he needs to be able to take everybody out. But at the same time, he hasn't really shown us um, that the rookie is still important to him or something along those lines. Seems like any lives would have done, and it just so happened that the rookie and them, whoever else lived, escapes, and that was no bueno. So to think that this dragon guy doesn't need to even make his presence known throughout this episode to still have a good feeling about, uh, we still have a good feeling that he's out there doing something though. He doesn't need to be shown. That's just how good the show's kind of been giving us information upon him being here, and also just being a part of the show in general. They make sure that regardless if he's actually in the scenes or not, you'll still hear about him. And that's where I kind of say, oh, the show kind of seems more linear on the villain features because they're just really focusing on one group as a whole. So that's kind of worrisome when it comes down to the future, because then you gotta, instead of being a show where now you're induced You introduced us to this one bad guy, and then this one bad guy now has to, live up to making everything we watch in the show like worthwhile. Like in the case of them doing stuff and making stuff actually seem like it's dire and stuff like that. But I mean, an immortal dragon is pretty crazy, and it feels like there's not too much else to go from there, right? Like, where do you go from fighting an immortal dragon human guy? um, I mean, you pretty much started your show with a bang, and you just kind of gotta let it do its own thing at that point, because you introduce one of the strongest villains out there, and there's not much room for anyone else to show up unless you already have that planned, which, by the way, these things are going this week's episode. It feels like this show can come to an abrupt end with the death of the dragon guy, so all I can say now is let's see how it all plays out. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, night, evening. Seeing our ninja girl get kidnapped this week was pretty rough, but at the same time, I was thinking to myself, she's a ninja and she got kidnapped. So it was pretty awesome that everybody kind of was feeling the same, like, oh my god, she's a little girl and we gotta save her. She's been taken, abducted. This is terrible. Everybody's in the same mindset besides the vampire girl after a while. And she's like, well, she is a ninja after all. Like, she may be captured, but I'm pretty sure any ninja that's captured has like ways of getting out of it, right? And I thought the same thing too. I was like, that's her thing. Like, she just loves telling us that she's a ninja, the little girl. So to think that this ninja is being captured and held hostage it was pretty funny. So then, of course, she steps up and gets herself out, and that just puts into perspective how much, how much reliability and faith they really do be putting in her, and then not only how much they put in her, but that she lives up to it, right? Like, you can't be calling yourself a ninja and you don't even live up to it. How did I just get one-shotted? That was dumb, bro. Um, but yeah, I think anyone that knows these characters now are going to want to see more and more. And I think it's a good job that they've actually made these characters all relatively different, right? Like, they all have their quirks. They all have different things they like to do off work differently than anyone else that we see. They're not all the same. The rookie is kind of just, he can go and be wherever because no one really knows what he's about anyway, so all he has to do is learn about his teammates and stuff like that, and he's chilling. But for everybody else who's already had a life in this and they've been living relatively normal ever since, um, or they've had their own way of lives, the rookie's just kind of a new piece that they fit into their lives. So I don't know. I really do like this show. I definitely feel like it's dipped a little bit in the overall performance of, what people see in the first episode compared to, all the way now. Like, what is the difference? It's vastly different from the first episode. So I do like it though. I don't think there's anything wrong with how they're going about things. I just feel like it's not going to be for everybody because it's not action all the time, right in your face, boom, bam. It's definitely this story that's methodically being thought up and put together, and I actually really do enjoy it. So let me know what you guys are feeling. I will definitely be talking to you maybe later today. I think I'll be dropping at least one more video for sure. So if you are one of my OGs, or if you're just stopping by, thank you so much. And if you are interested in the channel, I will be dropping stuff daily, so look forward to that. With all that being said, peace.